everybody, it is Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you guys stick around for the end to find out how you guys can become a patron. I mean, you guys can click the link if you want, but I have an end card with details and stuff. So today we are going to be talking about the Rooster Teeth young adult book.
Fuck, I was real excited that.
Okay, so...
You know how upset I am?
Why?
That I wasn't the
there?
one they got to write the...
Oh, you wanted to write it?
No, I mean, I don't actually.
I know, but...
It's also like the amount of RWBY fan fiction I've read. This
True.
just seems right. That someone does an expanded novel.
Okay.
Or at least maybe it seems right to me and nobody else.
So, this is on the Collider, and I'm just gonna read this. So I hope that's okay. Obviously, you guys have seen we're experimenting with our faces in the videos. That's gonna be interesting when we do theories that require some extended reading, but maybe Hunter with his long arms can move the mouse thing while I'm going
You're
through.
very unsubtle about that.
So, Rooster Teeth recently announced the perfect pair-up with Scholastic Book Fair. Do you remember Scholastic Book Fairs at school?
Yes,
that was the fucking bomb.
Or, like, do you remember how every month they would have, like, that brochure thing?
Yeah, and you would fill it out or whatever?
Yes.
Fuck, man. Anyway, collaboration for a new young adult book series centered on RWBY, the company's smash hit animated series.
I was about to be like, Scholastic, that's a little young, but then I realized RWBY is a kids show, and the fanfiction I've read of RWBY
young adult is teenager.
Overly,
young adult. There's kidlit, there's middle grade fiction, and then
when
YA.
When I think of like Scholastics, I think of shit they gave, like Gordon Corman books and shit I read as like a...
Well, Percy Jackson were in the Scholastic Book Fair, I think, and stuff like that. So it's like, you know.
Anyways.
So let's keep going. The first book of the series, After the Fall, that implies maybe there's more books in the series, will be released in 2019, summer of 2019, they said at the panel.
Okay.
This series will be written by award-winning author C.E. Myers. So I've heard this name before, but I don't recognize the book that they have listed for him.
Their name is E.C. Myers.
What did I say?
You said C.E. Myers.
Sorry, correction.
How dare you? I've not heard. They've mentioned The Silence of Six, Faircoin. I've never heard of those books.
I am going to quickly look them up. But obviously they're consulting with Miles and Carrie. That's something that it says right here. So let's look up who C.E. Myers is. All right, he looks like a cool guy.
Like, oh my god, he looks like, imagine Stephen King, and then imagine if Stephen King looked.
He is the author of young adult and speculative fiction. Okay, his website's down. That's not a good sign. Maybe they're updating it.
Maybe a lot of people have clicked on his website
recently.
Being like, well, what the fuck is that?
Okay, so we've only written
4 books.
4 books. His wiki page is not very long,
but he really looks
detailed.
He really looks like an Asian.
But
Stephen King.
He is award winning, so that's fine.
What award?
I don't know.
Okay, because if it was like Edgar Award, like, oh, that's some talent. But anyways, continue.
Anyways, so yeah, obviously they're consulting with Miles and Carrie, but you guys are probably wondering what the book's about, so here's the synopsis. After Beacon fell, Coco Fox and Velvet and Yasuhashi... Coco Fox, Velvet, and Yasuhashi made a vow. No one else is getting left behind. It's been a year since Team Coffee saw their school destroyed by the creatures of Grimm. Their friends... Felon? What? That must be a typo.
Where?
Flooded? What is this?
Fled.
Fled?
Fled.
Oh.
As in left.
But
as in ran away.
Isn't fled, F-L-E-D? That's F-E-L-L-E-D.
No, that's
I'm looking up this.
That's not fled. Okay, maybe we cannot get caught up in the etymology of fled.
Okay. To cut down a tree.
Well, no, because that just said fell.
But fled is like that. So.
Oh.
Maybe
they got it wrong. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, bitch, I'm right. I know I can spell Hunter. Anyway, in battle or scattered across. Maybe they mean been cut down in battle then.
Felled. There we go. Yeah, felled in
Not
battle.
fled or fell, but felled.
Felled. Okay.
in battle or scattered across the world of Remnant. Since then, they've been settling into life at Shade Academy in Vacuo, fighting hard to finish their training so they can reunite with their friends and save the world. When a distress message comes into Shade asking for huntsmen and huntresses to defend refugees from the never-ending stream of grim, Team Coffee answers the call without hesitation, but in the heat of the desert, they're forced to relive their former battles from both the Fall Beacon and from everything that came before. So...
That's cool.
Here's something interesting. So, we're going to Atlas, right?
Yes.
By 2019, we'll be going to Vacuo. So
Okay.
this book comes right out before it should be a Vacuo RWBY season.
And I also...
For Volume 7.
Yeah, maybe that could be the case. Also, I like the idea what they were doing. I mean, one, I just really enjoyed Coffee. Like,
yeah, they have a cool dynamic.
I wanted to learn more about them. Like, I always thought Coco was cool. It was disappointed that we didn't get to see more of Fox. And then, like, Velvet was always adorable.
When Scholastic approached us about doing a series of novels, we knew we wanted to explore some untold stories in the RWBY universe. We're excited to share a new adventure with Team Coffee in this first book, and we can't wait for people to be able to read it. Same, Carrie.
First book.
Same.
There's probably going to be a few.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna guess... If the first title's after the fall... Okay, so this is
Well, it says it's after the fall.
This is
but
really,
is it actually called After the
yes.
Fall? Okay.
It's called After the Fall. So, here's the thing. So, a lot of young adult novels have a format for naming things. So, for example,
This is news to me.
fantasy books, or at least recent fantasy books, there's a trend. So, for example, 3 Dark Crowns, 1 Dark Throne, and then there's another one, it's 2 something Queens. So that's a Kendra Blake novel, and it's really good, by the way. But there's sort of like progression like that. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So after the fall, something else, or after the fall, maybe something begins and then something ends. You know what I mean? Like, it has, most young adult titles have that sort of, titling where it's like, either going down in numbers, almost like the 3 Dark Crowns, 1 Dark Throne, whatever, and then the...
Do you think it's going to be fall of Beacon, spring, winter of, summer of...
Not like that, but maybe fall of Beacon, or, well, it's just after the fall, right? After the fall, like, almost like before the storm, you know what I mean? Like, something, stuff like that.
The day after the fall of...
You know what I mean?
Immediately coinciding with the fall.
Yeah. And some movies do this too. Like, you
A
have
brief
Pirates of the
during
Caribbean
the fall.
at World's End, you know what I mean? Like,
Which
those
is bullshit,
titles are sort of...
because the world never ends, and they made 2 more of them.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I can't think of a better example, because most of the books I read aren't necessarily serialized.
And one, you don't read a lot of books.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Will we, though?
No. I'm starting a book channel soon,
Okay.
so... Or actually, I started the book channel already. I just haven't posted anything yet.
So, but you've made reviews.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Well, I have a review ready.
Never
It's
mind.
A School for Good and Evil.
Okay.
That I read. And so even that, The School for Good and Evil, and then I don't know what the next couple books called, but they have that sort of naming where it's like, I guess like words, like after, before, ending, like stuff like that, or like 1, 2, 3. It sounds way less exciting when you explain it. But anyway, those are my predictions.
That was you explaining it. Okay. All
It's
right.
even like the end of the beginning, right? The RWBY episode. One of the RWBY episodes is called that. And then there's beginning of the end, right? And so it's sort of like that. It's like,
it was fucking goofy when they did that, too, but I digress. Because it's just like, I would love to see them get more pedantic with it.
Yeah, well.
A brief
All for
interlude
one
in
and
the
one
middle.
for all.
Yeah.
My Hero Academia. But yeah, I'm really excited for this book. It's going to be really interesting because I think that they're planning this so it can go with a Vacuo season, obviously. It's obvious to me, anyway, because if they're in Vacuo, and the next volume's in Vacuo, this is almost a prelude to introducing us to Vacuo. So I wonder if the other books after will be... Because, okay, this is hard to explain, but what happens in RWBY after Vacuo? Like, we've had this sort of idea where they're in Vale, they go to Mistral, we've had a Mistral volume, they go to Atlas, after Atlas they go to Vacuo.
They go to the Dragon Island?
Yeah.
Or something else happens,
Or something else
presumably?
happens, right? Because
We haven't
like,
always been
how
great at guessing what happens.
Yeah.
For example, Raven was never a Wendigo. And that was a theory.
No, it was a skinwalker.
Skinwalker.
I made that up. Fuck you. Okay.
Okay.
Let's not fight. Let's not fight today.
That was a fight? Okay.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, do you have something else to say? Sorry.
I just love that in the background you have the article and it shows the same GIF of like Coco and a Grimm falling in the background. I kind of feel bad for the Grimm. He's like, again! No! Not again!
Just a cycle over
Constant
and over.
pain! Yes, I'm very excited for this. I hope it isn't shit. Really?
Anyway, guys.
Because if it is shit, then I would really hope they did get some people who just wrote fan fiction to do it.
I personally... I don't know how to explain this. The School for Good and Evil is a fantasy book that is very much like RWBY. It's a magical school.
There's been a
separated.
few yeah, because really, when people think about novels about magical schools...
They're based off of fairy tale characters!
They think of RWBY and the House of Good and Evil and no other magical secondary schools.
No, okay. But they're based off of fairy tale characters, or they're the descendants of fairy tale characters. So one of the kids is a son of King Arthur.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And there ain't no Patronuses in sight.
And there's monsters.
Get the fuck out of here
forest.
with your houses.
And it's a dark forest, like the Forever Fall forest.
Dark forests! Wow, I wonder if there's any other books that have forbidden, maybe, forests somewhere at the magical high school. But I guess we'll never know,
You know what I meant! Anyway, okay, we're done. Bye, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you guys should consider being patrons over on Patreon. Our $10 patrons get 3 video tickets, which means they can pick 3 video topics for us to do a month. Our $5 patrons get early access to basically everything that we put out a week in advance, early access, in fact. And our $1 patrons get access to our Discord server. They get to participate in polls and all of that sort of fun stuff. So I hope that you guys will consider becoming a patron, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.